Hi, my name's Faye Stewart-Muir. I'm a Bunurong, Wamba Wamba and Wagaya woman. The story I'm about to tell you is a story written by my cousin, Carolyn Briggs. It's called The Journey of the Ilk, or the Eels as it's known in Bunurong language. The months of February and March were known to the Bunurong as Old Man Sun. During this season, the days became cooler as the sun began to grow old. The rain known as summer rain returns. Old Man Sun was also known as the eel season. The female eels began their long journey down the Birrarung, which we know today as the Yarra River. Also they came from creeks and rivers that ran into Port Phillip Bay. The eels had grown fat in the food from the Birrarung, the rivers and the swamps on their long journey. The female eels were caught in long woven nets that were woven by the women as they swam down the rivers. But many eels began a long journey travelling out through the old river channel of Port Phillip Bay into the sea. Once the eels left, they would not be seen again for many, many months. The sun grew old, changing from autumn to winter. The arrival of spring, when the yam daisies and the kangaroo apples flowered, the eels began returning from their long journey. The return of the eels was celebrated through the dances and the ceremonies held by the Bunurong peoples. The women of the Bunurong decorated their hair with the yellow yam daisies and the kangaroo apples. They drummed on drums made from possum skin stretched tightly across their knees. They beat the drum with a rhythm that represented the eels' pulsating beat as they returned from their long journey. The men danced as the women created the rhythm for them. The eels had returned, were salty but plump after their long journey to other land. They were again caught in the eel traps, the long funnel shapes carefully woven by the women. Some of the eels were roasted over hot coals, the fat causing the coals to flare and the smell to permeate the air. Some were preserved. They were hung above the fire and smoked until they were dry. Then they were hung in the branches of trees to be eaten at a later time or traded with other clans. The migration of the eels provided certainty for the Bunurong. The old people had always told them that as surely as the sun would rise every day, the eels would always return. In the spring, the numbers of the eels leaving and returning each year was a sign of prosperity. In good years, when the land had been cared for and the laws of Bunjil obeyed, the eels would breed in large numbers and return in spring in large numbers as well. They would grow fat on the tubers and the insects in the swamps and provide the Bunurong with a steady supply of food during the spring and summer season. This food source for the Bunurong occurred each year on a yearly basis.